Today I have the great opportunity of speaking to two YouTube celebrities with more than 900,000 followers in YouTube, whose travel show goes under this tagline. We're Damon and Joe, two united kids who are changing the face of the travel industry with a backpack, multiple languages under our belts, and only a few dollars to our name. Welcome to Citrus TV, Damon and Joe. I'm very excited to have you here, guys. So, how do you guys feel about being here at Syracuse University? Is it your first time here?
It's our first time here at Syracuse. First time speaking really like to this extent at a university, and it's really an honor to be here. You guys have the setup.
Well, and also I dropped out of college, so it's nice to be back like with college students who especially know what they're doing, like you guys here.
I didn't drop out of college, so we represent everything here.
So, I know you guys are gonna host an event here at Gifford Auditorium at HBC at 7:30. Could you guys please give us a glimpse of what the event will be about?
Okay, so we've basically captivated our entire journey as two kids who started out with nothing, like literally nothing. We didn't have family money, we didn't have this trust fund, we didn't have parents that were over the moon about the idea that we would travel the world as young 18-year-old kids. And we talk about that entire journey from that point in our lives to going to college in New York City, working odd jobs, trying to pitch a TV show, failing, putting our stuff on the internet, and now living as full-time, self-employed YouTubers and digital content creators, which is like an all-around crazy story. You know, it really speaks to the day that we're in today, which is like this digital age where anybody could just do anything that they want if they really work hard for it.
Yeah, well, thanks. How did all this idea of becoming like YouTubers and influencers started? How do you guys come up with this? How did Damon and Joe became a thing?
How did we become Damon and Joe? We were both studying abroad in New York. Wow, not studying abroad. We were both studying in New York, and then we studied abroad in Paris.
Although, can I just say, studying abroad in New York is actually a thing because
City.
we came from small towns.
Yeah.
So when you move to New York City, it's like, whoa, like languages, smells, everything is so much different. So even moving to college to go to New York was like our first step as Damon and Joe before we even met each other.
Yeah, tonight we're going to be speaking all about foreign languages and how travel basically made us who we are today. But the way we met was actually on a Facebook group about the French language. And so we were both incoming freshmen, we were on Facebook, we were eager beavers, and she posted something about the freshman, or the placement exam, the French placement exam, and I responded I was going to be a French major. We were, again, eager beavers. And we connected, we bonded, we moved into Pace University, and we just bonded over that. We studied abroad in Paris. We didn't have anything to do in Paris besides, like, skip class. No, go to class a few times.
Like study abroad to not study, you know, just the abroad part.
Yeah, but while we were studying abroad in Paris, we were doing these really cool things. We were traveling for very, very cheaply, and our friends and family would ask, like, how are you guys doing this? Like, we know you guys are broke. Like, how are you traveling? We want to know. And we're like, you know what, let's pick up a camera and let's show people how we do it. Hence the YouTube channel, Damon and Joe.
Wow, yeah, I saw that you guys like started making videos of how to travel with low budgets.
Yes.
Which I think is amazing. Like, which advice would you give to students to become entrepreneurs with social media?
Ooh.
That's what we're also going to be talking about tonight, because we've learned the good, the bad, and the ugly. The thing about what's happening now in the internet and the digital industry, there's no playbook. There's no like career.com. There's nothing like that to really give you the basis of how much you should charge for social media posts, how to find a manager. Do you even need, you know, anybody to help you? And we learned everything from how to do our taxes to how much a tweet should cost for a brand deal on our own. It was really trial and error. So the advice would be, don't be afraid to start. You have to start somewhere. We started, and we definitely got, you know, gypped on a lot of the gigs that we did in the beginning, and it takes those mistakes to get you to, you know, in a more advanced position. So we really took our lifestyle. We learned how to make videos to show how we were doing it, entertain while we're doing it, and teaching people how, you know, to see the world. And we learned how to package that in a brand, which became Shut Up and Go. So now we have this brand that's bigger than Damon and Joe because it basically speaks to the voices that have never been shown before on travel media. Because if you turn on, you know, any travel channel show, it's not going to be these people. It's going to be an older person who has money, and college students can't relate to that. So we decided to change that perspective, and that's how we make our living now.
Yeah, and to Joe's point, I think you need to, like, if you want to be a young entrepreneur, you need to look at the market in whatever field you want to study. our particular market happened to be travel and languages, and we looked at the market situation. We're like, there's nobody out there doing what we're doing. Like, we all want to travel, but not everybody's rich and not everybody has these opportunities. How can we show people how to do it?
Because we did what we knew, which was we knew how to research. And that's how we found 7-euro flights to Barcelona. That's how we booked Airbnbs and hostels, and how we slept in a 20-bed dorm. And I think we weren't afraid to try, which is also a huge piece of advice. Like, don't be afraid, because nobody's going to live your life for you. You have to do it for yourself.
Also, I was going to say, like, if you're a student at Syracuse, you could be taking a Greyhound bus to Montreal, Toronto, like you can go to New York City, and that's probably less than $20. Like, you could really find it cheap, and we wanted to do that even from the beginning, and we realized nobody was really showing people how to do that. So the beginning of our YouTube channel was really showing people how to travel cheaply. Now it's kind of evolved to be more motivational, but I think, yeah, back to the original question, we're like
getting in there.
That's tonight. Back to the original question, you have to like look at your market, realize what's happening, what's not happening, and how you can like dive in there.
Change the perspectives, change the script, yeah.
You guys even have your own online book.
Yeah, we
do.
Yeah. How do you guys come up with this idea? What do you guys wanted to transmit to young people reading this book?
So first of all, like, we know both sides. We know the traditional side of like trying to pitch a TV show, trying to pitch a book series. We know that side takes so much longer than just doing everything yourself. And so with our ebook, we wanted to skip all the middlemen. We wanted to skip all the formalities, put our thoughts on a piece of paper, or digital, like an online piece of paper, and really just convey the self-help skills and the self-help ideas that we've learned from traveling the world. Because we really believe when you travel, your perspective opens up in ways that you can't even predict, because you haven't learned those ways yet. And so we both put our minds together and we wrote basically 12 chapters, 12 hours of a day, and how you can change those hours to be more meaningful, or things that you should be thinking about throughout the day, because people go through life a little numb. And when you're traveling, your perspective of time changes, because every day matters more, because you're there for a time that will end, and people forget that life is like that as well.
What would you consider like the most life-changing aspect of traveling and learning a new language?
The most life-changing? I think that it gives you the curiosity. Like, you'll go to Paris and you may like Paris, you may not like Paris, but the curiosity that you're going to have after your trip to want to explore new places, to want to speak a new language or meet new people from other countries, I think that's what's life-changing about what we do.
So, how many languages do you guys speak?
Ooh.
That's a good one, because I always feel that any polyglot puts like 2 languages on reserve, right?
English is one of them today.
English is one of them on reserve. We actually just came back yesterday. We took 3 planes from Brazil because we were filming a 9-episode series all in Portuguese, exploring a state in Brazil called Bahia. So we literally have been speaking Portuguese for the past 3 weeks. I'm Brazilian. I was born in Rio, so my native language is Portuguese. Then I moved to the States when I was 5, learned English, loved the idea of learning French, so I studied that in high school. Wanted to learn Italian, so I studied that in high school. But it wasn't until we started traveling that I like actually learned how to speak Italian, actually learned how to speak French. Then our first deal was with a Spanish language school, so I learned that. So altogether, yeah, for me, it's English, Spanish, French, Italian, and Portuguese. But again, 2 on reserve.
Yeah, and same. English, Spanish, French, Portuguese. Learning German, but it's like that thing where people say they speak the language and they don't. That's like me and
That's
German.
admitting it,
Yeah,
like being so
I
honest.
kind of speak German. I'm like learning it. But yeah, like she said, you always have a few on reserve and then a few that you're really good in. Right now, my French is pretty good.
My French is kind of on reserve.
What would you like right now? I'm learning French. So what would you recommend me to learn like French like in a faster, more efficient way?
YouTube.
Watch French Fridays on Damon and Joe, the channel.
I watch it. Actually, I was watching this video how to sound French, and like the koala thing.
Yeah, say koala.
To roll the tongue.
Doesn't it work though?
It helps a lot.
I swear.
It
Yeah,
helps a
YouTube
lot.
for everything. I think that's the way we learned pretty much everything not everything.
No,
yes,
I think it's a mix.
It's a mix, but
the way we say it is like, make that language be a part of your everyday life. So listen to the songs because you like to listen to music, but find French songs that you like. Put your phone in French or in whatever language. look at websites online. Like sometimes I subscribe to blogs and to newsletters in different languages just so that I have a daily reminder to read that language. Books are a little bit iffy because you pick up a book and it just seems too overwhelming, which I think is why following tweets, like I literally learned from Instagram stories now, like
following
everything.
French celebrities is a perfect way to like get a small dose of French, to speak like a native French person, and also have fun doing it.
Okay, good. So, for my last question, what was like the hardest challenge you guys face in this path of becoming like influencers and YouTubers, like getting those sponsors? Like I know you have like Greyhound, Starbucks, Toyota. What was like the hardest challenge?
Well, the whole thing was hard. The whole thing was hard.
Was pretty hard.
No, you know what? It was the day, I always talk about this because it was really a profound moment in our career.
Is this what we were talking about this morning?
No,
Okay.
we talk a lot. So it was the day that I realized I couldn't time tweets, right? So like when you look at traditional marketing, and you might learn this in school or you might learn this in internships, everybody wants to have social media presence. But when you're looking at that on a corporate perspective, everybody wants to make it mechanical. They want to tweet things. They want to, or like time posts, because they want to be efficient. And the day that I realized nobody responded to a tweet that went out at 10 a.m. perfectly, that was link heavy with hashtags, nobody cared. I realized people don't follow companies, people follow people. And that was the day we realized we had to be on 24/7 because we couldn't rely on a timed tweet to build a platform. And so that was the day that we committed to making content for all social platforms all the time and really showing our personality in everything that we do, because people relate to us as human beings, you know?
Yeah, and I also think we've built this brand of traveling and showing people parts of the world that they may not have seen before, that it's almost become like a curse at some point, because you want to go on vacation and be like, all right, I'm off, I'm not making a travel video, and then you go to the most beautiful place and you're like, damn, like I should be filming this so other people could see. I think that's like also like the worst part. That's like a beautiful problem to have, but it is still a problem.
It's the consistency factor, you know? Like, and so with that, we're definitely growing our brand to include things that we don't need to be there to generate income, because now it's actually a business. Now it's not just two kids with a camera having a good time. Now it's like we can reach a global audience that has never been represented in the travel and language space before. So let's make that happen. In the beginning, it was a lot of convincing people that what we do is a job.
It was legitimate, yeah.
Now the challenge is, how do we continue to grow this? Because when you meet a kid that's 7 years old, they're gonna ask you, they've asked me, what do I need to study to become a YouTuber? And I'm like, baby girl, study this. Because there's no school that's going to teach you all the skills that you need to create a career that has never really been talked about in career industry before, you know?
Because it's so new, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Would you guys like to share a final message to SU students who are watching us?
Ooh. I mean, the classic.
Let's
shut up and go.
That's our motto.
You gotta shut up and go. Don't wait for life to happen.
Stop making the excuses. If you're gonna go somewhere and you have to go alone, go alone.
But it applies to more than just travel. Like, shut up and go read the book you've always wanted to read. Shut up and learn that language. Shut up and talk to the or I guess you can't shut up and talk to your crush. Go! Just go live your life the way you want.
Just live it. Thank you very much. Well, thank you guys for being here and sharing your time with me. I hope you have a very successful event. And this was Domenica Orellana for Citrus TV. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.